These are my three Savannahs. This is Starbuck, he's an F3. This is Moya, she's an F1. Say up, up. And this is Saya, he's my F2 male. Now, I'm making this video in response to the Big Cat Rescue Savannahs equals Serval plus domestic. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is to help explain some of the statements that they made in there and hopefully demystify what the Savannahs are. Well, anyways, one statement that Big Cat Rescue did say was that a Savannah is a product of a serval plus a domestic. Now that's only two at the F1 level. This is my F1, so her father is actually a serval and her mother is a domestic permissible outcross. So Savannahs are a TICA registered breed, and they're currently in the preliminary new breed, and you can take F3s and lower percentages to the shows and show them. Starbuck has been to shows, and I have an F5, his name's Apollo. He's gone to a few shows. Now Saya here, he's an F2, and he is not a product of a serval to domestic crossing. His mother was actually an F1, and then his father was registered as a Bengal cat. And Starbuck here, his mother was an F2, and his father was an F5 Savannah stud. So what I'm feeding them here is this is the large kibbles that is found in the TD dental treats, dental food. I'm sorry, and I feed it to them as treats. So I use it for training. Saya is clicker trained. I can make him do several tricks, and that's one way I can communicate with him. Now, one thing I disagree with them is that they made the video of the Savannahs and that they're basically painting them as this vicious cat, and that they pee all over the place, you can't feed them correctly, it's hard to find vets for them, things like that. So all these cats here, they live here under my house. Saya here actually sleeps in my bed with me. He actually has a little tiny bed at the end of the where my feet end, and it's like a little mini bed. So my understanding is that the F1 rescue cat that they have there, that they showed in the video, he was roaming around in West Palm Beach, and then he was approximately 4 months at the Folk Peterson Wildlife Center, and typically in those type of centers, they keep rescue animals in a very small cube, something like a 3 by 3 foot cube, kind of like they do around here in the humane societies. Now there's a possibility they had him in a dog pen, which is slightly larger. But F1s and certainly F2s, the higher percentage cats, F1s are, because their father was a serval, is 50% serval and 50% domestic. And F2s are 25% because of their grandfather was a serval. Come here, what's the matter? Anyways, these cats need quite a bit of room. These cats need quite a bit of room for exercise, so if you are considering getting a Savannah, certainly a higher percentage one like an F1 or an F2, I would highly encourage you to have, a home. I wouldn't get one of these if I had an apartment, and then there's always the possibility that they might not allow exotic pets. Anyways, these cats need quite a bit of attention, so on a daily basis they need to have their playtime and exercise time. Saya likes to follow me around, and usually in the same room that I'm at, and Moya does too. Now these cats I've trained them to walk on a leash, and I take them out walking. Saya's been out on hikes with me around certainly around the block, but up the street there's a canyon. I've taken them out there, and Moya, she likes to go on walks too. Again, in the video, one topic that they talked about was it looked at the Folk Peterson Wildlife Rescue was having a hard time taking care of their Savannah. I think that number one, they're not outfitted to take care of these type of animals. These animals need room to run around in and play, and then lots of human attention. Number two, an F1 usually, a 50% cat usually becomes very bonded with his owner, and when they get separated from their initial owner that they're bonded with, they go through a very high anxiety and stress level, and a lot of times they outwardly express that with anger. The other thing is that when they're stuck all day in a small cube and not allowed to exercise, that will continue to exacerbate the situation. We can see that they're not used to hybrids also from the feeding standpoint. A lot of the cats, the hybrid breeders recommend feeding a raw diet, or at least high quality canned or sometimes high quality cat food. So some of the cats that are raised on a raw diet will not eat, cat food. As we know that cats are in general pretty finicky, and if you change their food, a lot of times they just won't eat it. Now these cats do have a combination. Saya, he eats these kibbles, and he also has Ukanuba. He eats Ukanuba, indoor cat. And then in the morning I make my own wet cat food, which consists of basically chicken. So I take a whole chicken and grind it a lot of times, and then add some nutrients to it, and then I'll feed that to the cats, usually in the morning and then in the evening. Saya also likes steak, so if I am eating some steak, I usually cut him off a little piece of raw steak and and give it to him. So I'll cut it up in little chunks. So most of these cats do like the raw food. I believe it's good for them. I also will give them like thighs or legs for them to chew on the bones. They'll crunch the bones up. It'll help clean up their teeth and then exercise their gums. So and then there's a lot of Yahoo groups out there that can help you out with recipes for raw food. And with the current scares of poison in the cat foods, and then the Chinese scares from the different manufacturers, I think it's actually a pretty good idea to grind up your own chicken and make your own cat food. Now, if you don't like feeding them a raw diet, I think that you could also cook it, like boiled chicken or steamed chicken. That works. But a raw cat food diet could be of chicken, and then you want to make sure you put in plenty of bones in there for the calcium, and then hearts and livers, and then maybe I also get some supplements that I put in there as well.